Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome. Jaki Sabourin here. I'm excited to bring you another live video in my Swipe Right online dating video series that's happening all week long. So today I want to talk to you about how to get your flirt on, right? How to make small talk. And it seems like such a simple thing, but it's so hard, especially when you're nervous or if you haven't made any connections or if you're really not good at flirting and you're not even comfortable with it. But you have to get over that because it's one of the fastest ways to make a connection with a man online is learning how to flirt. And so the important thing I want you to remember is that the key is to have a sense of humor and to use your personality and throw out a lot of hooks. You've got to throw out a lot of hooks. That's how you create the electricity. And so I know a lot of you are struggling with the online dating right now. So I created a quick quiz, swiperight.quiz.com. So if you haven't taken the quiz yet, I want you to hop on over to swiperight.quiz.com, take the quick quiz and get your result and post it in the chat box below because I want to see if you're tech challenge, if you're high maintenance, or if you're have filtration amnesia. Those are results, and I want to support you. So I created this quick little quiz. So I wanted to make sure you take advantage of that. Now let's talk about how to make small talk. So when the whole objective is to make small talk is to create some kind of electricity and some kind of connection with a man online so that you can get offline and get on the phone where you can qualify him and see if you guys have any more of a connection that could lead to a date. So the more effort you put into that online connection, the better, because that's going to assure that he's going to want to get on the phone with you. So let's go over how you do that. So if you want to make a connection with the man, it's all about making that connection. You need to be online. A lot of people send out messages, then they close their computer and then they go do something else. But if you really want to make a connection, you need to be on the other end. You need to have a rapport back and forth so that there's a banter that's happening. So you're pinging him with one and he's getting back to you. And so these interactions are short, brief little hooks, like I call them, that are interesting little tidbits, something about, you want to ask a question that begs for an answer. So you want to look at their profile, obviously, and find out, something about the waterfall that he's posed in front of, or he's hiking, or a car, oh, that car was in the movie, and try to bring up some kind of memorabilia. This is why you want to be online while you're flirting, because then you can go and Google topics and things and little jokes to kind of support you. And so I want you to take more risks when you're doing this. A lot of women feel really nervous, but guess what? These are complete strangers, and it's a great place to practice getting more comfortable with flirting. Flirting is really fun for men and women. It certainly does create a connection. And the key is for you to create such a connection that you inspire him to pick up the phone and call you and want to take you out. And that's why you got to get really good at this online banter. And so what you want to do is to remember that you want to, here's a key that I really want to tell you. I was just remembering when I write my emails to my subscribers and my clients, what I like to do is always write the way I talk. So I really recommend that you write the way you talk. Don't try to be smart or really clever. Just write how you would normally say something. Don't censor yourself either, because they want to get to know the real you. And so when you're communicating, you need to be, watch your grammar, but you need to be, sounding like that you're a real person on the other end of that. So you want to be as authentic and genuine as possible, but you have to keep it light and fun. Everything has to be light. So if you see a picture and he's in Cancun somewhere, you can ask him about, like, what's the worst thing that happened on your trip, or what's the worst thing you ate? Something that, instead of like, what's the best thing that happened? That's kind of a boring question, right? But what's the worst thing that happened, or what's the worst thing you ate? Instead of like, that was an expensive hotel. That would be like, you're kind of prying because you really don't know that person. So you wouldn't ask questions like that. But of course, looking at their pictures tells you about what they're experiencing and maybe what their lifestyle is. So that's really helpful. And so let me look at my notes here. I've got a couple other things I want to share with you. This is the big one. Be persistent. So many of you give up before you even really get a roll going. I recommend that you spend an hour 2 or 3 times a week. And I know that sounds a lot, but think about it. You meet your soulmate, you're not going to be online anymore. And so this time is well invested. And don't walk away from your computer. Stay online where you can sit there and go back and forth with men. And I would talk to multiple men at the same time. So what you want to do is look at Instant Messenger and see who's on Instant Messenger at that moment. Even if he's not your type, just use this opportunity as a way to kind of break the ice, so to speak, and get over your nervousness. So start talking to several different men, and the key is to talk to the ones that are online. So this really works on like Match or Zoosk or Plenty of Fish that are they're online on your computer, and it doesn't really work as well as Bumble because you're already matched, so it's not like you can tell if they're online. So there's a couple different strategies. You can go either way, and I'm going to dive much deeper into this in my online training Swipe Right training program next Wednesday. Put that on your calendar. The 22nd at 6 p.m. I'm going to do a deep dive in all of these topics that I'm covering so that you can really take notes and start to apply some of these strategies so that you can start getting results. Because, you know, the sites are purely tools, but it's the strategy that's going to help you get a different result. Because I know that if you're struggling with online dating, it's not you, it's just your strategy. Maybe you have tech challenges. Maybe you don't know how to flirt. All these things are really, really critical for you to have the success that my clients have in my Engaged at Any Age program. And so let me take a couple questions. Is a non-traceable call in text method? I use text now. Oh, okay. She's putting something in the thing. That's a great that's a great suggestion. And I really suggest that you use a Google Voice phone number or something like that so that you can give men your phone numbers right away. So after you text back and forth online, your instant messaging or on Bumble or whatever Tinder app you're on, which I highly recommend because it's just not all about hookups. There's a lot of misconception about the Tinder, but I know that some of you have experienced some really negative things there. But it's just a matter again of how you're using that. And so, and I lost my train of thought about. Oh, thank you about PM Tech Challenge right now about the question that you were asking. So let me go back to saying the difference between online and then Bumble. And so, okay, I remember what I was going to say. Here we go. What I wanted to tell you was that after you text back and forth on the sites 2, 3, 4 times, if you feel that there's a connection, like you've got a good rapport, I want you to just go ahead and tell him, I feel like we'd have a fun little chat on the phone. What do you think? ? And then give him your phone number. And then that's it. That's the last time you're going to send him anything. That's your call to action, right? Your call to action is call me if you want to talk to me some more. But you got to make sure you got those hooks out there first. Otherwise, it's going to fall flat. And you want to try to do it in real time. Now, I know that's not always possible, but if you're using the strategy of being online for an hour at a time where you're able to interact in real time, that's going to just create more of a connection so much faster. I know that's not always possible, but just keep it in mind. At least try to do it once a week. And that could be like a Sunday night or a Thursday night when a lot of people are online. I'm not so big about doing that on the weekend because I want them to think you're out dating. But here's another little tip I'm going to give you that this is really great. I want you to leave your computers open. And if you're dating men, because if you're dating, you're not in a committed relationship, you need to be dating, right? And even if you're going on a date and he might see that you're online, let him see you're online. I want him to see that. Yeah, he hasn't scooped you up. So why would you be hiding that from him? And here's a big flirty secret. If you're going on a date with a man and you go to your computer and you see that he's online, send him a little note and say, see you soon. So he knows that you saw him. Do it. What do you have to lose? You're not exclusive. So be sassy, be witty. Look up stuff on the internet if you have to come across as lighthearted and fun if that's not natural for you. And when you come up with a couple good little zingers, write those down and use those with all the men that you're talking to. Spread them out because if it's working with one man, it'll likely work with another man. And so make sure you're playful. And let me see if there's any other little tips I want to ask you. I mean, the biggest thing I share with you is the biggest thing that I could recommend is that you are consistent. You want to be consistently online. And I know that takes time, but if you have a schedule and if you set yourself up, once a week to two times a week to do this, it's just going to be automatic for you. So cut out some of your Netflix time and commit to being online so that you can start to master the instant messaging, the texting, the, hey, I think we would have a fun little chat. Why don't you give me a call and give them 2 times you're available. I'm available anytime after tonight at 7 or on Thursday after 6. So you want to give him a couple times so that he can text you on your phone and you guys can set up a phone conversation that will lead to a date. Do you have any suggestions on writing your profile? I'm going to cover that in my next live video. Definitely want to give you some tips about your profiles. The pictures are definitely the most important thing, followed by the profile. They peruse your profile, but they're definitely looking at your pictures. And I discussed that, and I'm going to dive deeper into how to really expand taking pictures and not just all professional photos, but how to really showcase your personality. And that's going to happen in my call on Wednesday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific. And if you take the quiz, swiperightquiz.com, I will send you an invitation to attend that training, okay? I'm going to be doing this whole training in the fall, and right now it's free for you, but I'm going to be charging for it later. So make sure you take advantage of being on the call this Wednesday and being on these videos, because I'm giving you little nuggets you can start applying right away, and you can see a different result if you're struggling with online dating. Okay, let me answer a question. What if you're texting back and forth, but it takes minutes for them to reply back? What's up with that? So yeah, you want to match each other's, takes minutes for them to reply. I don't think minutes is that long. But you know, I think that minutes is okay. You know, they're probably multitasking, right? You text somebody and then you maybe go get something out of the kitchen, you come back, you read the text, or maybe something distracts you on TV. So that's kind of a part of it. You know, you have to kind of go with the flow. Definitely somebody that is very interested in talking to you is definitely going to be more apt to match the rhythm that you're on. So make sure that you know, if they're slow to get back to you, go ahead and step away from your phone or your computer and do the same thing to them. And if you're not getting any response, just move on, next them. And that's why you need to be talking to multiple men at all the time until one of them scoops you up, because this way you don't get hyper focused like I talked about yesterday when you get tired of online dating because you're so attached to this one guy that you haven't even met. If you're talking to 5 or 6 guys at the same time, then you won't be so focused, because the best guy for you is the guy that wants to meet you and take you out within a week. That's the best guy for you. Whether he's tall or short, skinny or fat, bald or has hair, the one that scoops you up and that's ready to have a relationship now, wants to have an emotional connection with you. He's your guy. He's the one that's ready now. And isn't that what you're looking for? So set aside all the judgments about being so picky that you're missing out on some really great guys there you want to take a second look at. Okay, ladies, I hope this is helpful. Don't forget to take the swiperightquiz.com so you can get your results and post your results in the comment box. And I'll keep coaching you after the video, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for being here, ladies. Lots of love to you. Thank you. Bye.